Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different, and honestly, I've been nervous about making this one. I've talked about a lot of things on my channel, but there's a pretty big part of my life that I haven't really opened up about, and that's my health. So today I wanted to sit down and actually be honest with you guys about what I deal with. I have epilepsy, I'm deaf in one ear, I have a missing chromosome, I deal with vertigo and syncope, I've also dealt with anemia, I also have motor tics. I know that sounds like a lot, and sometimes it feels like a lot to me too. I'm not making this video because I want sympathy, I'm making it because it's a part of my life, and I don't want to pretend that it isn't. I also want to make something really clear before I get into everything. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here to tell anybody what they should do medically. I'm just sharing my own experiences and what living with these things has been like for me. Some things I'm comfortable talking about, and some things I might keep private, and that's okay. First, I want to talk about epilepsy. This is probably one of the biggest things I deal with, and it can be scary. One of the hardest parts isn't always knowing exactly when something is going to happen. There can be a fear, uncertainty, and just the constant awareness that my body can do something I can't completely control. I think that's something people don't always understand. When you see somebody having a normal day, you don't necessarily see everything they're thinking about behind scenes. I'm also deaf. Being deaf is obviously a huge part of my life, and has affected how I communicate and experience the world. There are things that other people might take completely for granted, and that can be different for me. And I want to eventually talk about my experiences with deafness, because there's a lot more to that story than I can fit in one video. I also have a missing chromosome. I'm going to be honest, I don't necessarily have every answer about it, and I'm still learning about my own health. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything. But it is something that's part of my medical history, and I think it's important for me to acknowledge it rather than acting like it doesn't exist. I also deal with vertigo and syncope. For me, those experiences can be really frustrating because suddenly feeling dizzy, losing your balance, or feeling like you're going to pass out can make even normal things feel difficult. And when people can't see what's happening inside your body, it can sometimes be hard to explain just how much it affects you. I've also dealt with anemia, and I have motor tics. The tics are something I especially want to talk about eventually, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding around them. Sometimes people stare, sometimes people make assumptions, sometimes people don't know what they're looking at. And honestly, I don't always know how to explain it either. So I'm hoping that by talking about my experiences, maybe somebody else will feel less alone. And I think the biggest thing I want people to understand is that I'm still me. I'm still Vanna. I'm still a mom. I'm still a wife. I'm still a creator. I'm still an artist. I still have things I want to accomplish. My health is part of my life, and it isn't my entire identity. But some days I'm going to be okay. Some days I'm going to struggle. Some days I might talk about it, and other days I might not want to talk about it at all. And I think that's okay too. I've decided to start talking about this because I know there are other people watching who might be dealing with things that nobody else can see. Maybe you're scared, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're tired of having to explain yourself. Maybe you're just trying to figure out how to live your life while dealing with something you never asked for. And if that's you, I want you to know that you're not weird, you're not alone, and you don't have to hide everything you're going through just to make other people comfortable. So this is the beginning of my health series. I'm going to talk about different parts of my health journey in my separate videos, and I'll share what I'm comfortable sharing. I'm probably going to get emotional sometimes. I'm probably going to laugh at myself sometimes. I'm definitely not going to have all the answers, but I'm going to be honest. If you want to follow along with me as I share more of my story, make sure you subscribe and stick around. And if there's something specific you'd like me to talk about in this series, leave it in the comments. thank you for listening to something that's honestly pretty personal for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.